Okay, let's look at how to cut some large format tiles. We're going to be using this porcelain and stone blade on our IQ 362 dustless saw. And I'm just going to show you a couple things here on how to switch out the blade quickly and just a couple maintenance items. So there's a locking mechanism and you have the Allen key attached to the saw, which is nice. I'm just going to pop the larger segmented hard concrete blade out and slide our new one in. It's got the special arbor and put it back together. So the blade for this is actually thinner than the standard blades for these saws, so it's going to have a little bit of a finer cut, and it's just set up for porcelain and natural stone tile. So we'll see some details of that in a sec. And while we're switching the blade, I replaced the louvers so that we're going to have an optimum dust collection down through them. So they simply slide out and you pop new ones in. And you can see the difference between the larger gaps of the hard concrete blade here, like bigger segments in between, and then the finer blade for porcelain and natural stone tile. So there's the fresh louvers. We actually cut into it a little bit on the first go so that you have a really tight gap there for dust collection to get through, and dust collection back through the cowl on the blade as well. So let's just look at the dust collection tray here quickly. So you just pop it down, make sure it's empty, and then we can give the filter a couple spins, make sure it's relatively clean to get optimum performance out of it. And we're just going to slide that back up and lock it in. And let's fire it up. So a couple different types of natural stone and a couple different thicknesses. So let's just see how they cut. So this is a thinner tile and a little bit of a harder stone. And let's just see how it handles it. So this is about a 1/2 inch tile. And it's cutting pretty smooth. Nice dust collection there. And yeah, you can tell right away it's a little bit of a finer cut than the larger segmented blade. Yeah, pretty straight, not too many little chips coming off the top. The problem with the porcelain, I think, is going to be that there's a really hard layer on that top surface. As opposed to the sandstone, which is nice and consistent all the way through. So let's see how it cuts this first. Definitely nice and smooth. Handles the sandstone no problem, as I would expect. Definitely a softer stone. But it's the accuracy and dust collection from this saw that I really appreciate. Yeah, it's pretty nice and clean. Definitely a lot better than using a gas axe or something like that on the ground. You can get much more refined here with a straighter square cut. Yeah, really minimal chipping on the surface, which is nice. Yeah, I think the porcelain tile is going to be a little trickier. No matter what I've used, you always get some minor chipping. So that top layer is always where they add the color and everything, so it's got that extra bit of hardness. So we're just going to use a quick trick here. We're going to throw some stucco tape down on our cut line, and then we can remeasure it and get it precise after that. It's just going to help minimize some of that chipping, so let's see how it does. We do a lot of these porcelain tiles on pedestal set, so for rooftop patios, that kind of thing. So you do actually end up seeing the edge of the tile in that case. So really important for us to get that looking really nice and clean so it doesn't look like a cut edge. These tiles actually already have a little bit of a bevel on the edge as well, so we want to make sure that that's matched up nice. So really minimal, minor chipping there, super nice straight cut. But you can see that little bevel there that we have on the manufactured edge. we just want to make that on the cut edge too, just to add that extra little bit of detail that most people probably won't notice, but we will. So I'm going to use my variable speed grinder with a polishing pad and just do a quick buff on it at an angle. So try to match that bevel angle. And this will get a really nice refined look. And just take your project to a higher level of quality. So we're just going to run it along until we get the desired thickness of that bevel. So really fine, it's probably about a 1/16 in width. So just a really nice little detail that we're going to add to it and make it look like it was always cut to this size. Alright, it's a nice finished look for this porcelain tile. Ready to lay down on pedestals for a rooftop patio or on the desks for aggregate set. There's a rooftop patio example and one that we mortared in place. So if you have the IQ 362 saw, definitely give this blade a try for these natural stone and porcelain tile installations. Talk to you soon.